A wing bike. Okay, I don't know that one. What size is your motor? 350, 48 volt, 750, 1,000. It can go 45 miles. Okay, you are probably a 750 or 1,000. Well, 45, it could be 48. It could be 48 volt, but there's also watts. I'm dangerous because I get it all screwed up. Like the electric XP is a 48 volt battery, and it can go 30 miles. 45 miles is a lot. It's at least a 48 volt battery, which is pretty good. I'm surprised it's only a 10.4. Mark, that surprises me. That's low for the amount of miles they say you can go. But there are other measurements in the battery that can change that. It's not the only important number. So you have that's the amperage, and then you have the output of the battery, like 500 watts. If a battery could put out 500 watts, that's pretty good. And then some of them could put out 750 and up to 1,000. And the ones that can do 1,000, the bikes can go really fast. Okay, so it's 36 volt. Okay, that's actually what I'm looking at. Lithium 36 volt. And it also depends on the motor also. You could have a really good motor in there. It's possible. The throttle's what makes the whole thing. The throttle is what it's all about. I didn't get a bike. I got a bike and I sold it. I think I'm going to get killed on it here. That's the truth. I don't want to go fast, but I can't. I don't think I can control myself and not buy another bike. But I didn't really like the one that I got. I don't want a bike that looks really goofy, like an electric bike. I kind of want one that looks really lousy, so I don't get beaten up when I'm riding it under the underpass where I live. I don't want to get beaten up and the bike taken from me. So I cover it with masking tape to make it look like crap. I want it to just look like a regular bike. I don't want it to look electric. Everybody wants to steal an electric bike. You can't park them anywhere. That's the problem. You can't park the darn thing. It's so much better, like not in the city. See, I don't know if an alarm would help in my case. And then the other side of me just wants the crappiest bike that I could just park in my front yard and not care about it. That I almost would rather do that. I am in the hood, bro. That's the truth. I'm in the hood. I mean, I really like where I live, but there's just some not nice people around. But it's my daughter is a landlord in the hood. I totally get it. What's funny? I live on a really nice block. I don't have an alarm. I put an alarm in. I never hooked it up. I live on a really strange, nice little block. It's like a little oasis. But where I live is I like it. I mean, it's nice. It's very what's the right word? It's completely mixed. Every type of person lives around here. Everything. We've got Asian blocks, black blocks, white blocks, everything. It's a total melting pot where I live. Yeah, that mine is too. And a million dogs. Oh my God, everybody's got a crazy ass dog. Everybody. I don't understand the dog thing. I can't do dogs. I cannot do dogs. Can't do it. All right, let's get started. Well, let me turn my sound down. I can do cats. Nimro, how are you? Where in PA are you, Nimro? I think you told me and I forgot. Bethlehem. Well, I'm not that. I'm Philly. My son went to school in, my daughter went to Muhlenberg and my son went to Moravian. Now, you may not know them yet if you haven't been there very long. Moravian's a horrible school. Actually, they were both pretty crappy colleges. Way overpriced and not very good. Both of them. No reflection on Bethlehem. Let's go into the trade room, Australia Jobs, 10-minute trades. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director at 10-minute trades. I want to welcome everybody. Remember that all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. It's possible to lose money trading futures. So before we get started, before we get started, I always hate when someone says that. We're started. We got started. There's no before you get started. There's no such thing. It's the stupidest statement I've ever heard. Before we get started, we're started. Dude, stop saying that. Anyway, since we are now started, I wanted to show you all something that I thought was pretty interesting. I recorded the New Zealand quarterly GDP, and this report kicked butt. And I checked the liquidity. I think that this is potentially, it might be tradable. Yeah, talk to Chantal, Mark. She's a trader. That's all she is a giant trader. She'll stab you in the back like she stabbed me. Just remember that. Look at this move on the 6M. It's incredible. And then a complete reversal. What was interesting is that there was liquidity as good as copper, if not better, when we trade copper during like Kaishin. The liquidity is not great, but it's far from horrible. Far from horrible. Possibly tradable. So I'm going to have to take some chances on some New Zealand trades. Now, I am totally kidding about what I said about Chantal, Mark. You know that, right? You missed it. I said you were going to stab him in the back like you stabbed me. That's what I said. That he shouldn't talk to you. You'll just stab him in the back. All right. So, folks, New Zealand looks interesting. I'm going to maybe have a trade room for the next big New Zealand report and maybe give it a shot. What the heck? It looks interesting. Now, last month, Australia surprised us. I was expecting a positive jobs report, and it was negative. But we don't really care. I think I got to show you something too. This is the way my webcam used to work. Okay, that's my webcam. Now, here's the way the webcam works now that I updated my recording software. Let me get recording. I'll show you. It's really interesting. Hold on, I got to turn off the movie. I can't. I had to shut down the movie. So the webcam now does what I prayed it would do. Instead of taking up the whole darn screen, which is absolutely stupid, it's like a webcam should be. It's a little webcam in the corner. Look at that. It's a little, it's mini me. Hey folks, it's 9 o'clock at night. I've been up since like 6 in the morning doing this stuff. Something happened to my hair. It all fell out of my head. I don't know how to turn off the webcam. There we go. Anyway, now you know who you're dealing with. The Brad Pitt of trading. All right, so we've got Australian jobs last month. I was expecting a positive jobs report. It was negative. And what I was starting to say is we don't really care what way the market goes. We just want the market to go. That's really all we care about. So last month, the market had a nice move. And it was a negative jobs report. They were expecting 15,000 jobs and they lost 30. It was very bad. And ironically, though, the unemployment rate went down 0.1. So that was a little bit strange. That was a little bit strange. Now, this to me is a family money trade. It hasn't been a perfect DMM. No, Mark, the DMMs stay up for 24 hours. Try to get into the habit of getting them the day before, please, because they get taken down about 2 o'clock on the day before the next. In other words, I post them 2 o'clock roughly every day. So they're up there for 24 hours. So it's just a question of getting into the habit of when you know you can get them. Okay. They'll usually be up there almost always until 2 p.m. Eastern time. And they'll stay up for 24 hours. I don't understand why you're not getting the emails. I don't get it. I'm talking to my bosses. I mean, we're thinking about changing the email provider because it's they or them or those. It's them. Is it they or is it them? How do you say it? It's them or is it they? Somebody help me out here. Is it they or is it them? It's them. But they're not. You're not the only person complaining, Mark. I send the emails to myself. I don't get them all. So here's the DMM for this trade. Now I can tell you what I'm doing differently. I'm not entering at 58. I'm entering at 59. Okay. And I'm doing more targets and I'm doing a 12 tick stop. Okay. I'll go over it so you don't have to worry anyway. I might as well set up my trade now. It's theoretically a 15-second cancel. So Australia is $5 a tick. It used to be 10. And that's really bothersome. $5 a tick is small. I just want to make sure that I didn't increase the bracket last month. No, I didn't. So, okay. Every single night, the one thing I cannot take about where I live is every single night fireworks. And the dogs I'm watching, They cannot function if they hear a little tiny, the littlest firecracker that ever was invented. These dogs are 70-pound dogs that could kill a human if they wanted to. And they are the biggest babies, the littlest sound, and they are breathing 1,000 miles a second, drooling all over, trying to like sit in my lap. They weigh 70 pounds. And every single night, the fireworks never stop. They never stop. It's unbelievable. Bracket of 5. 4 contracts. First target is 5. Second target is 10. Third target is 15. 4 contracts. My stop is 12. And my entry time is 21, 29, 59. It's a breakout trade. It's a real trade. Choosing the real account, labeling the trade Australia Jobs. And that's how I'm going to trade it. Okay. 4 contracts, targets of 5, 10, and 15. Entry time 21, 21, 59. Thank you for fixing it. 21, 29, 59. My mistake. Mark, I just saw your typing. I caught it. You're right. 21, 29, 59. Not 21. That would be a disaster. And that's why we go over the settings, though. I want you to correct me if I make a mistake. I'm not perfect. I'm tired. It's late. I've been up. I was up early. I was testing that housing report, which worked. Went the wrong direction. Or it wasn't so much that it was the wrong direction. We just can't trust gold to pick a direction like we used to. It doesn't always move the direction we expect. That's since the crisis has begun, gold has changed. Going to the website time.is to sync our computer. Now, I want to thank the people that are watching us on YouTube. Now, there's a bunch of you out there watching. Would one of you be nice enough to give us a like? Just one. Like our stream, because we really make a big effort to show you these trades. And it would be greatly appreciated if you give us a like and sign up for the channel and hit the notification bell so you know the next time we're going to be here. We do this all the time. We stream a lot. All right, so that's the old setup. 2 targets for 5 ticks, 1 for 10, 1 for 15. This report, it's not gigantic, okay? It's not gigantic. So the odds are possible you might get your first 2 targets and have to manage your way out of the trade. Or we might get a big, fat, unexpected move. That's what you hope for. A big, fat, unexpected move. That's the best. Make sure your trade is enabled. The Australian dollar is making new highs. No graphic shown on chart. That's only, if you look at what that's under, Mark, it's under range trade. This is a breakout. So you ignore that. Do not check that. You don't check that. Take a look to the left of that choice. Graphics shown on chart. Where the heck is it? It's under entry for range trade. Okay. These are categories. That's the range trade categories. Strategy internal trading, that's the type of trading we do on almost every single trade. That's the major adjustments we make. Then you have unattended mode, separate category. You have parameters. Some of these we use: entry time, the trade type, the mode, which is default. You can hover over the title, and software will tell you what it is. Hover, and you'll get a little explanation of what the feature does. Okay. Uh, 2 months ago, I don't remember what it did. It was at 8:30, daylight savings. 2 months ago, it was kind of dullish. It was kind of dull and choppy. But it went up. It did go up. And maybe I'm not sure. No, I wasn't really impatient. It really almost stopped us out. I chased it down a little bit. It was real choppy, but it was very positive. It was 88,000 versus 30. So I should have just left it alone. I should have just left it alone. Many reports still follow the news, and you can, make a trading decision based on what the news is. You want to show the news. You don't want to show some stupid advertisement from investing.com. But even more important than investing.com to me is Financial Juice. They speak the results, and that's really helpful. Financial Juice, you do have to pay for it. It's not expensive though. It's very reasonably priced, and they have a squawk box so you could hear the news result. It's extremely good product. Don't forget to put your charts on live. Now, I have to say that I think I could have made a lot of better decisions this week. I don't know why I didn't trade the FOMC statement today. I don't know what I've been thinking all week. I've been failing to trade good reports. They're not family money reports, but they're reports that under normal conditions, I would trade them. I don't know why I didn't trade it. I think I've gotten so hung up on the family money thing, I forgot that you can still trade other reports. So I'll probably do a little bit more trading. Yeah, no, I mean, Mark, it's true, but I have 2 accounts. So I can trade the other reports in our test account and just make it clear that they're not family money trades. And there are obviously there's different levels of risk also, depending on the report. I mean, that FOMC really should have been traded today. It's such a low risk report. It's only $100 a contract. That's not a lot of risk. I think the risk to reward on the FOMC is really starting to look strong. I did go back and tested bonds on that trade. Yeah, no, Mark, I'm saying that I would trade them in our test account But I would expect you all to make your own choices, obviously. I mean, the family money idea is a good idea. And look, every trade obviously isn't going to work, but um, the concept is good because some trades are a coin toss. So, Joshua, the setup I'm using is a little bit different from the DMM. I am using a 5 tick bracket, which is the same. I'm using 2 contracts for 5 ticks. My first target's small because this report is smallish. Even though it's had some good moves, it can be small. So my first target is 5 ticks, my second target is 10, and my third is 15. My stop is 12, and my entry time is 21:29:59. Okay. Mark, I guess my plan, maybe I'll explain it better on next week's video when I make the schedule. I want to try and be clear about what I'm interested in trading, family or non-family. So if other people want to take extra risk, you're always welcome to do whatever you want. I don't ever tell anybody what to do. I just present what's out there. I don't think I think with trading you can't tell someone what to do anyway. You can't tell someone what to do with their money. And you shouldn't really try. Only I guess the IRS can because they have the power to seize your bank account. Yes, this is a small trade, Mark, but I'm trading 4 contracts. I was thinking of trading 5 or 6. I pretty much do it the week before, Mark. I know on Sunday, almost, although I usually know on Sunday what I'm going to trade the upcoming week. I certainly know every single family money trade. Those are 99%, they're designated beforehand, well before the trade. Retail accepted this week because I needed to do more testing on retail. It's been hard for me to have faith in the retail trade, but it's great. So it's proven itself. But I guess my point is um, there will be some trades I am interested in trading that aren't yet family money trades. I have to test some trades also to see if they're going to be good enough to be a family money trade. So sometimes I've got to trade extra stuff. I like to do it a week in advance, mostly a week. I don't like to, it makes me more relaxed when I get up to the trade. If I know a week in advance what I'm going to trade, then I don't really worry the night before whether I'm going to trade something. I've already planned it out, you know? That's so I like making that weekly schedule. I mean, no, I don't like making the weekly schedule. It's a complete and total unbelievable time usurper, but I like having it. I don't like working. Yeah. No, Mark, it's true. Sometimes I don't know. Like sometimes I test up to the last second, the last minute. Sometimes you just don't know because it's the nature of things. Yeah, Mark, that's right. Time dot is one more time. Put our computer in sync. Mark, it's really not true because there's so much preparation that goes on behind the scenes. There's more work being a trader, honestly, than anything I ever did. It's the hardest job I ever had. More preparation, more study, more everything, more work than anyone would ever imagine. That's why educators prey on traders and take their money because they make them believe there's no work. And then all of a sudden they've paid $2,000 for education and they're not making any money. I cannot believe the fireworks. It's like, it's not even close to July 4th. You have to love it. Yes, I miss you, Chantal. It's not shots fired, I can tell. No, it's definitely fireworks. Shots fired. That's hilarious. I have the app for that. Citizen. A lot of controversy about that app too. Foot Pursuit, 1600 South Ringgold Street, 0.4 miles away. I downloaded this app because it tells you like what's going on in the area. It scares the hell out of me. I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out. I'm afraid to go out. Someone broke into my car the other night. They didn't break the window. They didn't steal my crappy tools. They left all my change. It's like my car is such a piece of crap. They broke into my car, looked around and said, screw this, it's not worth it. And just shut the door and threw my coffee holder into the garbage can. I came out, my coffee holder, a cardboard Dunkin' Donuts coffee holder, was in the garbage can. It was unbelievable. My car got broken into, nothing was stolen, everything was on the floor, and they left my change and my tools. And I leave the car open because I don't want a broken window. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. All right, we got a minute and a half. Minute and a half. I've been making my brackets way too big this week. Not the bracket themselves, the space. I know, David, is that right? The thieves are leaving. The thieves clean up my car and say, hey, you know what, dude? I feel sorry for you. Here, let me throw out your coffee cup for you. That was like the most amazing thing I ever saw. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I knew something was up. I walk out the door and I see the coffee cup in the garbage can. I go, I didn't throw my coffee cup in the garbage can when I left my car last night. So I knew something was up. And they didn't even steal my air compressor. They didn't steal anything. So why go in the car? I mean, I guess they could steal my identity off my registration. But you know what? If they want my identity, they can have it. They don't know what they're in for. I don't think they want to be me. Ten seconds. I don't want to be me. How can you not love this trade? Holy crow. 115,000. That's called positive slippage, baby. Positive slippage. Holy crow. I'm sorry I didn't trade 5. $465. If you don't, I love this trade because I love being irreverent, and for some reason, this Australian trade brings out the irreverence in me. I can't even speak. $465 in 1 second. Hey, YouTube, somebody, the last person there, will you please give us a like before you go? Give us a like. How could you not like that? How could you not like that? So tell me what you made. Yeah, right, Mark. No, I have a webinar coming up in on the 26th. I'm going to save everything for the webinar. No marketing, saving everything for the webinar. So YouTube, give us a like. We made $465 in 1 second. Mark, is that what you made? Is that what you made? You made more than me. Good for you. 470. I'm trying to think. Let's figure this out. Did we have Chantal, go to work? Did we have positive slippage, Chantal? Can you figure it out, please? I don't want to work anymore. I'm tired. Now, honestly, folks, this makes me feel so much better about the bad decisions I made all week. I feel a lot better. Everybody, who else made money? Who else made money? Exactly, Mark. I agree with that. Who else made money? Anyone? Anyone else trade? Come on, it's a family money trade. There were a lot of people in the room. Chantal, I had targets of 5, 10, and 15. I had to have positive slippage. My first target was 2 contracts for 5 ticks. That's $50. Then I had another 50, and then I had 100. I had over $100 in positive slippage. I had 2 for 5, 1 for 10, and 1 for 15. I took my trade off, but that is what I had. Right, Fred, you too. All 4, everything was filled at 70. Everything got filled at 70. Everything got taken out at 85. Hold it. 3 at 85, 1 at 90. 3 at 85, 1 at 90. That explains it. So my first exit was 15 ticks. I had 10 ticks of positive slippage on 3 contracts. On 3 contracts. That's what happened. That's why I made much more money than I expected. And that's why it drives me crazy when somebody says, I don't want to trade news. There's too much slippage. You'll lose all your profits with slippage. We've tried to tell people there's also something called positive slippage. And it happens as often as negative slippage happens. We did the research. They happen the same amount of time. You just remember the bad ones because we're human. We remember the bad, we forget the good. That's what traders do. That's what people do. All right? Folks, I'm getting out of here. I didn't eat dinner yet. You want to see the trade once before we go? Let me render it real quick. Australian jobs. That was an awesome trade. That was incredibly great. Australian jobs, 616.21. Let me show it to you real quick. And I was worried about getting stopped out tonight. I want to be honest. I do worry about getting stopped. See you, Mark. Double marks. See you, double marks. Here's the trade. I hate getting stopped. There's nothing worse. In a room with other people, it's horrible. That was an awesome, fast, beautiful trade caused by a gigantic offset in the news. Okay? That's what happened. That's what happened. All right, folks. I'm getting out of here. I got a hot can of SpaghettiOs waiting for me, and I'm going to eat them up. I'll see everybody tomorrow early, 8 o'clock, for not a family money trade. So be warned. All right, everybody. KT, you downloaded the software. Your platform does not look like mine. KT, there is a video on the website where you downloaded the charts, and it says how to make your charts look exactly like mine. If you can't find that video, let me know, and I'll show you how to do it in the room. It only takes like 5 minutes. So KT, if you're lazy and you want me to show you, I can show you tomorrow. All right? It's really easy. But there is a video up there if you want to do it. And it's good to do it yourself. You got to learn. You want to learn. All right? YouTube folks, thanks for the like. Thanks, YouTube. Sign up. Hit the notification bell, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody. And nice to see that people made money.